it, but there's just a few.
All right, good morning, everybody. Um, what day is it? It is Thursday. So, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good, terrific Thursday. Whew, I'm tired today. I haven't gotten any new words since last time. Once again, just one continuous migraine that I've been having, so. But having these streams helps me to be productive and work on my story. So that's something to look forward to. And then I also left off on the stream last time on a really fun spot that I think will be helpful. I don't know, to spurt into other writing. Can you notice that it's early for me? It's early for me. And I've gained an hour, and yet this is still how this face is. So that's nothing new. You guys should be used to that already with me like this. So, uh, nothing new there. Let me just check and pull up good old stream, make sure everything's sounding good. My channel. Nothing new there. Okay, looks good. YouTube wise. Hello, one viewer. Hopefully that's not me. I always get confused about that. If anyone knows about that, please let me know, because I'm viewing from my channel, so it shouldn't count me as a viewer, right? I don't know. I don't know. Same with Twitch, because it shouldn't pick me as a viewer, right? Anyways, hello, one viewers, regardless, on both platforms. I hope you're having a good day so far, and let me know what you're working on. I'm always curious to find out about that. Always curious. And yeah, let's look at, I need to pull up my writing and let's go to arc 2. See the outlines. A lot of tabs open today, but I'm in the point of view of the king, so I haven't really done a long point of view of him yet, so I've only done like, actually this is my first point of view. I told my husband that I was going to do a stream, and yet each time he leaves his door open. While he's having a work meeting, and I'm just like, I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it. Okay. Let me know if you hear background noise, and I'll try to fix it. As always, I totally forgot to introduce what I work on. So I'm working on a novel that I started last November, and I'm working on finishing part 2 of it, which actually last sprint I got to more than halfway through it, so that's excellent. And sorry. I thought I had an aha moment about two of my characters, but then I was like, nope, that won't work. Because I already did something else with them. Okay, I guess it's on here. So I did have some more of the same. Okay. I was trying to find a scene that I had written out a little bit more, and I couldn't remember where I put it. But now I found it, so that's good. I've added a couple scenes so to make my worlds make a little bit more sense, but it's part 2 is such a hodgepodge. When I go through to edit it to send it to my beta readers, it's going to be a doozy. I already know this. I'm going to be like, why did you do this to yourself? Because I mentioned in my previous stream that it's basically a hodgepodge of before I did some world building the first time around last November. And so some of the terminology is still off. And then so I went about almost halfway last year of part 2. But that was from writing it all from scratch. And then since then, I've been reading through to my husband, so I've been like making notes of where I need to like add scenes, and so I've been adding a couple scenes here and there. And then for Nanowrimo this year, so November, where you try to write creatives all over the world try to write 50,000 words in a month, which is basically a novella size. This month I was trying to finish Arc 2 and go into Arc 3. So that means I filled in those final scenes that I was like, this needs to be here, and then realized where I was messed up in certain areas, but they're not scenes. I made notes of where I'm gonna need to like refigure some stuff, but that's like not enough to give me a good, like, it's not like insert scene here, so it's not something that I could write now without getting distracted by editing. So I only do insertion scenes if that's the case, if I can just write the scene and that's it, and not go back and edit. I don't mind editing as I go a little bit. I don't completely pants anymore, but still what was I doing on my phone? I can't remember what I was doing on my phone. Oh, I remember. Sprint. But I do like making sure that I have an idea of where I'm going. I'm a bit tired this morning, if you didn't notice. I woke up really early, and then funny fact, this is a funny story. So my cat was, and this is the most docile of our 2 cats, was just kind of like pacing at the foot of the bed, back and forth and back and forth. And this is like 5:30, almost 6 a.m. in the morning. Just back and forth. And I was like, okay, he's meowing. And then I look at the door and I'm blurry-eyed and I'm like, oh, he's probably missing the other cat because the other cat's in the other room. And my husband accidentally closed the door, or the door closed because of air flow in the house. And so I get up and I'm like, come on. And I try to get him outside, but he's just kind of like still doing the pacing thing. And so I'm like, okay. So I pick him up, And he's a big cat, so like he's kind of like his feet are like dragging like this, you know, because you pull him up like how you pull up a cat and then under the arms, you know? And so I'm going to throw him because it's not rude. Cats land on their feet. It's okay situation. But in this situation, it was not okay because I threw him, but his feet decided to do like a flail when I was throwing him. So now I have what looks like a shark attack on my leg. It was quite unhappy with me. It was one of those wounds that looked a lot worse as I was treating it. I had to actually wake up my husband because I'm not joking. I have more than 10 Band-Aids because this scratch is like more than a foot long. And it goes from the bottom of my knee all the way up to like the top of my thigh. Yeah, so tips for people, you know, when you're throwing cats, just make sure you're protected. Also, it's also a tip to make sure that you're grooming your cat and, you know, clipping their toenails, because they sharpen those things and then they're like little knives. So that happened to me, and now I have a wound. The only scars I have on my whole body are the times I did something stupid with a knife while I was trying to make food. And by stupid, I mean a mistake that was completely accidental. Or because I was clumsy. Like literally, I even had my hand in a position where you're not supposed to get hurt. But it was a peeler, not a knife. So the problems. You don't need to get the details. Anyways, so that is somewhere on my finger. It's one of these fingers. This one. Yeah, I had to heal my whole nail from that. That was a fun experience. And then giant ass scars that come from cats. And usually they have been Simon, because Simon, when I was in my first year of marriage with John, Simon would attack us, mostly John, because he would get jealous if I was with John or if John was with me, and then he'd get jealous and they'd just go. So I'd have these long scars down my leg of just where like. He's gotten better at that, and that doesn't happen. Now most of our injuries are accidental, which once again is a cautionary tale of how you need to make sure that you cut your cat's toenails. Anyways, that was a long-winded conversation of something that isn't writing related, but I thought was kind of a funny story. Anyways, that was my morning. And it was a long explanation of why I'm tired, because I didn't really fall back asleep after that. Alright, let's see about getting a sprint. Up for a sprint. And I'm also going to text someone that joined last time and see if she can join. Hey, Sarah. Want to join sprint today? Question mark. The other person that I usually did, that was friends that I know in person, would love to do it, but she had a baby, so now her whole world is surrounding that little tyke. So I said tyke, T-I. K-E. I just realized how those kind of words can end up having the wrong, someone overhears it wrong. But no, I said, the cute thing, talking about a kid, not other things. And I'm a little loopy today, so that means I'm going to be more awkward. So maybe it's good that not a lot more people are seeing me right now. Of course, it will be recorded, so that means people could watch it after the fact on YouTube. Well, I mean, I don't know. If they have watched me before, they know what they're getting into themselves into, so I can, can't really do much about that. Let's just check to make sure no one's talking to me and I'm ignoring them. Hello, 2 people on YouTube. How are you doing today? What are you working on today? Yeah. And any mood copyright free music that you are feeling, or just my normal migraine friendly copyright free music, because that's what I usually have. I have a whole playlist. I keep adding to it whenever I find instrumentals that are friendly. Oh, I didn't realize I was still playing in the background. Oops. I guess everyone else is a little tired today. That's okay. Is it Friday or is it... No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Okay, let's see. What I'm going to do. Green. How long of a sprint would you guys like? And I'm also asking that to you. I'm typing it, but I'm also asking my viewers, if you are doing writing and if you like word sprints, that no pressure, do you prefer longer word sprints or do you prefer shorter word sprints? I personally prefer the shorter ones because I tend to get distracted very easily if I do long ones. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's put music on because I'm just being really quiet right now. I'm going to do a sprint for 10 minutes. Or 5 minutes? Guess I did 15 minutes. And I'm going to write same, which is 3,882 as my starting words. All right, so 15 minutes are on the clock. I'm going to start with a 5-minute sprint because 5-minute sprints always seem to work better for me. But 15 in total, but 5 for myself. If you don't like short ones, then go with the 15-minute one. I will one day figure out how to put a timer, but all the ones I've seen aren't really easy to do for sprints, so I'm not quite sure how to go about that. I'll figure it out. Timer on the 5. Let's go. 5 minutes are up. Let's see how much I did. I did a paragraph. Let's see. No. Sorry. I have a cat that just keeps meowing. And I know it's not like he's in trouble or anything. He just meows for sometimes lately. Probably because he can't get into the closet. That's usually the normal reason. Alright, so 104. It's over 100, so I'm going to say that's good. Once upon a time, I would work on getting at least 100 words in a day. I did it for about a year or two. There you are, silly. All right. Alright, let's see. Let's update my word count. $39.86. Hey boy, what's going on? You want to come up here? Come here. Were you lonely? Is that it? Come here. Come here. Hmm? Come here. Cats are weird. Okay, come here. Okay. Are you gonna come join me while I write? Come here. Come here. Come here, boy. Yeah. Oh, that purrs. Cute little purrs. You just wanted some attention, didn't you? Yes, you did. Let me see if I can show you. Kitty. Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you feels good, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Someone too adorable, isn't he? Sorry, kitty time. Time for a kitty interlude.
Jane doing okay?
Yeah, he was meowing for a long time, but I have him in my lap and I'm petting him a little bit.
Okay.
He's on camera right now.
Oh, good. Kitties are important.
It's like I said it was a kitty interlude.
Uh-huh. That's valuable.
Yeah, just so you know they can hear you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I was just petting the other kitty.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. So cute. Oh. Were you just missing me? Is that it? Pumpkin? Said it. Were you missing me? Okay. Are you gonna let me write now? Do you think I'll be able to write with you in my lap? I can try. Alright, I'm gonna keep an eye on the time and we'll do another 5 minutes. But I'm not gonna set an alarm. 208 new words in total in the last 15 minutes. Pretty good. This is one of those scenes where I know I don't have the voice of the character correct yet, and I just know I need to like see a couple, like a movie or something with a character similar to him a little bit. The closest character I could probably to him is Thranduil from The Hobbit. So he's still different for him. Like, he's not as angry or that kind of thing. He's more hopeful, but he's still similar enough where I feel like if I watched The Hobbit again, maybe I could get his voice. So there's that. But I'm just writing the chapter now so I can get it down, and then when I edit it, I can get his voice better. I have to remind myself this is where you just get the words down right now. And then come back. When I come back to it, I will fix it. I will even make a note to myself that I need to fix his voice. There we go. Alright, let's do another 15-minute-er. And the word count is 4091. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, let's go for another 5 minutes. I finished a good section there. Towards the end there, I felt like I started getting his voice, like the humor kind of a little bit, but it still is a far cry from where it would ever be to uploading on anything. I would definitely need a round of edits, then send to my beta readers before, and then edit it again after my line editor got on it, and then I could put it online. Alright, let's see how much this was. $312. Yay. For those three. Let's see how much more time I have left. A minute and 6 seconds. You're leaning. So I got that finished that part just in time. Alright, and then this next part. This next part, I think I need to do a 16 personalities for the map maker because I haven't done that yet for him. For the map maker, he's more around here. Spends a lot of time exploring various random subjects. I would say yes. Seeing other people cry can easily make... No, he will probably laugh, actually. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. I would agree to that. You usually stay calm, even under a lot of pressure. Yep. Social events, you rarely introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. I kind of agree. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. I would disagree with that because I think he does multiple things at a time. You are very sentimental. He doesn't really have anything to be sentimental about, but I feel like that's a kind of a neutral situation because, like, maybe I think he might be sentimental if he had something to be sentimental about. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. I would say maybe a little bit. And other times he wings it. Even a small mistake can make you doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I would say maybe a little bit. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. I would say he's kind of like on the lower end of agree with that. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretation analyses of creative works. Um, I'm gonna put on a neutral for this because sometimes some of these don't really work when they're in a fantasy world, and I'm just like, you're more inclined to follow your head than your heart. I would say yes. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particularly daily routine. I'd slightly disagree with that one. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I already have an idea what he might be because I went off what he's kind of like got a fox-like personality, and so fox usually falls on under like always the same personality type, but I'm still checking this and see if it gets close. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people. Yeah, he doesn't really care. You enjoy participating in group activities. I would say no. He's just used to working on his own. You like books and movies that make you, yeah, this is in. Your happiness comes from helping others accomplish things more than your own accomplishments. I would disagree with this. You're interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. I would semi-agree with this. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn from the worse. He honestly doesn't think that far ahead. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. I kind of disagree because he's already kind of put in a leadership role. You are definitely not an artistic type person. That is disagree. More like that one. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality, less on their feelings. I would say lower end agree. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I'm gonna semi-disagree on this one. You enjoy watching people argue. I think it depends on the people that are arguing, so I'm gonna say agree, but like at the very bottom of agree. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. I mean, it's in a sly sort of way, like he doesn't really care about attention, but usually he's on missions where it's like one or the other. Either he's trying to make a distraction or he's trying to be like sly and, inconspicuous. So I'm going to do the lower end of agree on this. Your mood can change very quickly. I say neutral on this because he's kind of emotionally stunted a little bit for reasons. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. I would say he would probably be the personality that would just like take over something if it was something that he was important to him, like it wasn't like a job, then he would probably take over. If someone was doing something and they were doing it incorrectly, it would just annoy him, so he'd take it over. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. I would kind of agree with this, honestly. He's weird because he's organized in the sense that he's this like person overseeing this time-locked like area, but then at the same time he's like still trying to figure out himself, and he's like older, but at the same time he's still got like almost a teen personality. I don't know how to explain that. He's a fox. I don't. He's not actually a fox. He just has a fox-like personality. No, he doesn't care about that. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Maybe a little. I mean, he kind of goes back and forth. It's kind of a neither situation. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly. I would agree with that. You find it easy to emphasize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. I think I would disagree with that. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. I think I'd kind of agree with that. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. I would say a yes to that all the way. After a long, exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. Slightly agree on that. He goes back and forth. You enjoy art museums. There's no art museums. You often, they should make art museums, but there's none right now. You often have, at least not art museums in the sense that we're used to art museums. Like, his culture has, like, a very creative side to it, but there's not, like, museums necessarily. It's kind of hard to explain. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I would say I agree with that. You like to have a to-do list for each day. I would disagree with that. You rarely feel insecure. I would say yes. I mean, he's been feeling a little bit more insecure, like, lately, but not, like, usually. There's no phones. I would kind of say I agree to this because he's always interested in new things. In your social circle, you're often the one who contacts your friends to initiate activities. I mean, he kind of has to. That's his job. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. I mean, I would say low end agree because he'll do other things along the way. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. No, but he's bothered by other people's mistakes or decisions. Like, he's not sure, like, if it was a mistake or if they had a bigger plan. Or you rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence, the meaning of life. I'd say slightly disagree on that one. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I'd say halfway disagree with that. You take great care not to make people look bad even when it's completely their fault. I would totally disagree with this because, like, if it's their fault, he loves seeing people, like, there's, like, an actual scene where he just sits back and watches as someone messes up. Of course, it was not a good person, so I don't know. It's not like he, like, sits back and watches other people fail when it's, like, a situation where, yeah, it depends on who it is, I suppose. Yes. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed in you. I would slightly disagree on this. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I mean, he already does that. It's kind of his job right now. It's kind of a lonesome job. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Slight disagree. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. I would say slightly around that. I would... I'd say low agree. You often feel overwhelmed, disagree. Yeah, no, he skips over steps. You're very intrigued by things labeled controversial. I would say yes to that. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone needed it more. I would disagree on that. You'd struggle with deadlines. I would say a little bit. A little bit disagree. You feel confident that things will work out for you. That's like a neutral, honestly. Debater, ENTP. ENTPA. And I think I had INTP. Pinterest. I had ESTP. A. And this is ENTPA. What's the difference between those? Wait, sorry. One's an entrepreneur and the other's a debater. I definitely think he's more that kind of entrepreneur personality than the debater. So I think I picked correct when I picked ESTPA initially. Yay! Did I ever make an art breeder for him? I started, but I wasn't quite there. Come on, art breeder. I believe in you. This does not like me today. Okay, I guess I won't do art breeder today. Okay, section 12. I am feeling really exhausted today, so I think I might end early. But I am still going to stream tomorrow, and I might stream later today. If so, I will let you guys know on Twitch. But I finished a section here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end today here. I know it's a bit early, but my health hasn't been the greatest, and I want to be able to still do my best in general. So what I'll do then is say adios for now, and then if I can do more later, then that's what we'll do. Thank you everyone for joining today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.